interesting, awake. It's like, okay, now I need to pay attention. Now it feels like we're going at some speed. Again, that's marvelous how effortless it is. It's also quite dangerous. If you buy one of these things, get yourself a radar detector and probably a laser jammer. They're legal. Because you're going to need it. You really are going to need it. Which goes to the exterior styling. You are not stealthy in this vehicle at all. If you are shy or like to keep a low profile, this is absolutely the wrong vehicle for you. This car's been out for a little while now, 7-8 months as we drive it. I know this has been through the cycle here in Detroit, as this hybrid one has almost 8,300 miles on it. So it's seen some miles and it's seen some use. And even now, no matter where you go, everyone wants to stop you and talk to you about this vehicle. It's great. Everyone loves it. The styling, it really draws attention. In this red with the chrome accent, it stands out. It's beautiful. But as we said, if you're shy, not for you. Best stay away from this one. And going back to our point about how quickly this thing goes down the road, in this red color, a cop sees you going down the road, yeah, just count on getting a ticket. Probably for 5 more than what he clocked you at, just because in general principle, right? Infotainment, never one of Lexus's strong points. It's okay. It's got the sort of the touchpad here, and is it better than the mouse? Yes. By a little, not a ton. It's a little, that's the only way to describe it. It needs something different. Yes, we know that everyone else uses the knobs to turn and move up and down in the car. It works, right? There could be a few more physical buttons in here as well to get you to different screens, and there's a few menus that are well buried in the touchscreen. Now the display itself is nice. It has what has become now the classic Lexus instrument cluster here, where the center, where it slides a little left and right. It reads out just fine, but it's good. It's what Lexus does. It's just not our favorite. The Mark Levinson audio system. It's gotten better the more we've used it. What our initial impression was that it's good, but not anything special. And that's not uncommon with the Mark Levinson systems in Lexuses. There's been a few that have been very good, and there's been a number of them that are just like, yeah, you know, it's fine, but not what should a premium sound system should sound like. It does accept FLAC files direct, so that's cool. Just right off a USB key, and then also through an app that we can use as well. The running FLAC and even running some very high quality MP3s, it gets to that point where it sounds very good, and it's like this close to being a very special system. And what is it? What's that lacking? It's just lacking a little bit of everything. It has presence, just not presence. The other thing is that the levels, the actual top-end audio level, gets loud, but not crank it up, jam loud. It's just okay. We've turned up the volume a ways. It's loud, but it's not, yeah, crank it up loud. Whether you're listening to, you know, your favorite opera or classical piece, you know, you're jamming along with Coltrane or Miles or Monk, you know, whatever it is. Maybe just some, you know, I think where we really noticed it was both where it was this close, like this close and just missed, and the volume was listening to Riviera Paradise from Stevie Ray Vaughan. Like, his most beautiful piece of music ever, right? I mean, it's just, and just wanted, you know, it's not that it went to 10, it went to 8. And when you want 11, it only goes to 8, right? I think that describes it best for audio volume. So a couple interior things that we wanted to point out that are an issue with this car. Number one, this door handle. Now, it looks really nice. It looks like it is an aluminum piece with maybe nickel coating, but it's not. It's plastic. And we'll roll in a photo here, but there's mold marks down here where there's actually like open spots, so it doesn't continue this nice curve up here and its solid feel. That is something I would expect to see in, say, an Avalon or a Camry. not a $108,000 car. The second issue is this center console right here. Now, on the surface, looks really nice. Again, really nice leather in here, but what you notice right away, because it's a high touch point area, you're going to lean on it, especially getting in and out, is it is very plasticky. And yeah, it's very noticeable when you lean onto it. They should have put a thin piece of metal in here just to firm it up, because it feels, again, like Camry level kind of qualities. Other than that, the interior is quite nice. All the leather in here is very good. The stitching is nice. The metal here, the metal finishes are very well done. There's this little detail over here. It's a little hard to see just with the lighting that we have. But it's a little stepped here, and then you have sort of a diamond finish in here. You power on. Nice little movie plays. There you go. So personal luxury coupe at $108,000. Is it worth the money? Yes. Is it good value? I'd say it's very good value. This is a car where you pay the money and you go like, yeah, I can see exactly where it goes and I'm happy with it. No second guessing about it. As a hybrid, it's fine. You know, we've gotten as much as 35 miles to the gallon on the highways. You know, I think it's rated, what's the EPA rating? Yeah, 35 on the highway, 30 combined, 26 city. 32 is probably about right on the highway. If you're careful, you'll do the 35. We're getting about 28 mixed. So, you know, right about EPA, which is fine. The V8 version will be significantly less. And I guess that's the benefit of the hybrid. It sounds okay, like when you put your foot into it. It sounds okay. Not amazing, it sounds okay. You know, when you're going down the road at 80 miles an hour, you're turning, I don't know, 1100 RPM in 10th gear, which is interesting. It's an interesting sensation, right? So, you know, when you're comparing this to, say, S Coupe, Mercedes, maybe even looking at a Bentley or something like that, is it competitive? Yeah. I don't know, maybe not the Bentley, but certainly the Mercedes, it's competitive. Audi doesn't really have something of this for this to go against. BMW in the future, probably, you know, in the past you said 8 Series Coupe way back in the past. So, you know, 6 Series, whatever they're doing, they change things every week, it seems. Not really, but you know what I'm saying. So yeah, should you consider this as a, you know, personal luxury coupe if you're the, you know, mid 6-figure kind of person? Absolutely. It drives amazing. You could do a 700-800 mile day in this thing and not even sweat it. We've enjoyed our week with this thing. It's a great thing. There, as we said, there are a couple glaring for us spots where it fails, but for the couple little things, everything else makes up for it. And go drive this thing. It is the whole package. If you like what you see, give us a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Rumblestrip.NET and 10-Minute Test Drive.